Hey, how's it going there? This is Adam Winnig, and I'm here with the creator of TitanX, the OG prop farmer, Joseph Hicken, and I'm actually going to be interviewing Joe, and he's going to be giving a full demo of exactly how this prop farming system works, how the leaderboard works. We're going to be showcasing TitanX and also something that we created called the MTP, which is a really brilliant piece of software that allows you to backtest really quickly, specifically for prop firms, which I haven't seen anything else on the market like it. Plus, we've got some major updates since the last time that we did this demo. So this is going to be really exciting. Now, I also don't want you to know that you're not wasting your time here. Since the last time that we've done this prop farming review video in this TitanX demo, we've helped over 650 people become funded prop traders, which is incredible. We've helped people like Kara she's a mother of 5 that had no trading experience. She got up, she got funded $400,000. She made over $17,000 in her second month. We have people like Richard Stevens, who's a bus driver from the UK that basically was able to make double what he made as a bus driver using this prop farming system. I mean, we've got guys like Dr. Carlton that got funded $20 million, who's an eye doctor from Georgia. We have Jason Anderson, a dad from Utah that got funded $1.7 million. And again, all of these testimonials are really amazing, but I'm not here to say that these are typical testimonials by any means. I'm not here to promise you that you're going to get the exact same results either, because as we know, past performance does not equal future performance. But with that being said, what I'm going to do is just showcase exactly how we've gone about creating the system and show you some of the major updates and whatnot. So Joe, thanks so much for being on here. We really quickly, before we get in and actually show TitanX and the demo and all this sort of stuff, we actually kind of just bring people back and show people how this was actually created and why we created this in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Adam, for the introduction. Yeah, I mean, just not too long ago, I would say probably in the last couple of years, prop firms really started to become popular, and a lot of people were trying to pass these prop firm challenges, and understandably so. I mean, it's a great offer, right? You can spend, let's say, $500 to attempt to get funded $100,000. And so it's a great risk to reward opportunity where you can risk a little with the chance of making a lot. And so we had a lot of people in our own community who, were trying to pass these challenges. We had a lot of manual traders passing these challenges, not really consistently, I would say, and then we started to see people in our own community use our own EA to pass these challenges. And it was really cool. And I know, not everybody is a manual trader, right? A lot of people maybe don't want to spend the time to trade manually. Sometimes you have to wake up early and it's almost like a second job. And so when we saw people passing with our robot, that's where it really, the light bulbs went off of like, if we could automate this passing process, how many people would be interested in that? How many people could we actually help get funded? And so we started to kind of look at what these people in our community were doing to pass these prop firm challenges. And to be honest with you, it seemed like more like luck than anything else. And we kind of looked beyond our own community. We looked out to see what other solutions were available on the market. And that's kind of what we found, in the market as well. Like there was nobody with real systems designed for consistently passing these prop firm challenges, and definitely not automated. And if it was just kind of like these one-off, really lucky results, I would say. And so we kind of set off on this journey to see, can we take a scientific approach to actually getting funded automatically with a robot? And I remember, we struggled a lot. It was really hard. I think that's really the reason why there was no other solutions out there. But we did finally come up with a strategy that we could back test and showed that it passed consistently. And so we called this our golden goose strategy. And it wasn't just me that discovered this. I was in a group of 4 or 5 other guys who were really passionate about this project. And I remember one of the guys, he passed a challenge with this particular strategy in the live market. So it wasn't just in our back testing. We actually started to see results in the actual live market on a real live challenge. And then I did it, and then Shaq did it, and then Smitty did it. And so I remember calling you up, Adam, and telling you, hey, Adam, I think we finally did it. And, you were all excited, I was all excited, and we decided to release this to our community of traders. And, fortunately, a lot of people started passing challenges. In fact, I remember we were both really excited. We thought we had, the best product out there. Like, We're like, I don't think anybody else has anything like this. We're going to help so many people. We had people passing left, right, and center. I mean, it was just amazing. We were both kind of on this high of just like, we've struck gold. Like this is the promised land, right? And then I remember realizing one day, like, Adam, this is all great, but this isn't going to last. And the reason for that is because market conditions change. And so we have this strategy that's working really well, but it's not going to work forever. It's not going to work indefinitely. And that's the case with pretty much any strategy. Anybody with trading experience can tell you that, past market conditions are always changing. And so just because you have a strategy that works today doesn't mean it's going to work forever. And so that's where we kind of put our heads together. And I remember it was you, Adam, who came up with the idea of what if we could actually almost crowdsource strategies from our own community? What if we could work together and create almost like a leaderboard, just like you would have playing a video game, where everybody's backtesting strategies and the best ones come up to the top. And everybody can collaborate that way, and we can choose the best strategies from this leaderboard of strategies. And that's really where prop farming began. That's where we really started to get consistent results, and it wasn't just this kind of one-off strategy, but we could actually crowdsource data from our entire community and find the best performing strategies in the current market conditions. And then as those strategies no longer performed in the current market conditions, they would drop down the leaderboard and new ones would take their place. And so we had this constant flow of high performing strategies. And I think that's really what's led us to be, as successful as we are today.
Yeah. And so now, because of that, it's helped over 650 people pass prop firm challenges that we know of. There may be more, and by the time you're watching this video, maybe even more than that, probably more than that. But it was all thanks to this process and this system that Joe really put together and built a team of developers to help us create. So what we're going to do next is actually dive into the different components and show the demo. So we're going to show TitanX, then we're going to show you the leaderboard, which houses over 400,000 strategies. It's so cool. It's made major advancements since last time we did this video, and then also show the MTP. So Joe, why don't you share your screen really quick and just talk about TitanX and what TitanX is able to do and how you're basically able to get it to trade however you want to, and maybe showcase some of the key features there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put Titan onto the chart and then just show you some of these inputs. Now, there's actually, I think, over 250 different inputs. And I know that seems overwhelming, but what's cool about it is that it allows us to create an infinite number of settings and a different number of strategies. So we can actually create hedging strategies and martingale strategies and non-martingale strategies and fixed stop loss, take profit strategies. Pretty much any strategy you could think of, we can create. And that's really useful when we're trying to constantly adapt to changing market conditions. And so you can see here, we've got kind of the basic settings. We've got entry settings. So we're entering off of price action with candles. These are kind of hedging settings. We have this unique entry delay setting. So that's actually really useful for creating account uniqueness. For those of you who are familiar with prop firms, pretty much all of them have a rule where you can't copy trade, or you can't have the same trades as the person next to you. So if you have a community of people all using the same strategy, that's not going to work. But with this random entry delay feature, we're able to actually very easily make our strategies unique by simply toggling this to true, and it will randomize all your trades without making too much of a difference in the actual results of the strategy. Another cool feature that we have is ghost trades. It's pretty unique, I'd say. I don't think I've seen anyone else or anything else out there like it, but basically what that does is it's taking trades in the background virtually. So it's not taking real trades, but it's kind of like testing the market. And then once it kind of detects like a trend or what kind of market condition it is happening, then it will then take real actual trades and get in the market, which is pretty cool. We've got MA filters for entries. We've got RSI filters, ADX filters. And then we've got all of these take profit settings and stop loss settings. And I'd say that's one of the most important things in trading, not just in our EA, but also just in trading in general, is risk management. And so it's super important, probably even more so than the entries, to have proper risk management and to be able to cut losses when the trade's not going your direction, and to take profit at the right time when the trade is going in your direction. And so we've got all sorts of different risk management strategies that we use, which vary, again, depending on the current market conditions. And then even beyond that, we've got other risk management settings here. And then we've also got schedule settings. So some of our strategies will trade during certain sessions or at certain times, and we'll close all trades at the end of the day or at the end of the trading session. We also have news filters built in that will filter trading during certain news events. Some prop firms like FTMO, for example, doesn't allow you to enter trades 2 minutes before and after major news announcements. And so we have a setting that automatically is able to detect that and avoid trading during those times. And then what's also cool about our EA is that with MT5, we're able to backtest trading multiple currency pairs at the same time, which is also pretty unique. And like here, for example, we're able to test the results trading 3 charts at the same time: GBP USD and then USD JPY. So yeah.
And so Joe went over this really, really quickly, but the idea is any strategy that you can think of or that you've seen somebody do, you can pretty much program it to do it inside of TitanX. So there's literally an infinite number of ways that it can be traded. And that was kind of our vision, to create something really, really robust that then we can go and optimize and see which strategies actually work the best or which unique combinations actually work the best in the market right now. So Joe, would you be cool if you just showed like a really quick demo of kind of how it trades on visual mode?
Yeah, so I've got a strategy loaded up here. It's from our leaderboard, which we're gonna go over in just a second here, but it's the top strategy right now for FTMO. You can see in the last 12 weeks, it has a 97% pass rate. And I selected one of the weeks that it traded where it did pass, but it did also take some losses. So that way you can see kind of the risk management in action as well. So I'll go ahead and start this. Should see a window pop up. Yes, just like that. So let me pause. That was really fast. But basically, you could see these little arrows here. That's representing trades. And then this is where it closed. And you can see it actually closed in a loss, which again is super important for any EA or any trading strategy to have proper risk management and close losses when necessary, when trades aren't going in your direction. Okay, we can see here, this is like the OpenCL. You can also kind of watch the trades down here. You can see that we're in profit. We're in more profit. That was a really good trade. We made back those losses and then some. We're now up to 104,000. The target to pass the challenge is we need to get all the way to 110,000. So there again, we took another loss, back down to 101,000. Took another small loss. We're down to just below 100,000. And it's now been, looks like 5 days or so into this challenge. All right, we took another loss. And again, this is part of the process. Like, we really embrace the fact that losing is part of this game, and that as long as you have proper risk management, you're able to stay in the game, and eventually, with a proper edge, you can pass, you can win. All right, so there was a great trade there that passed, and we're back up to 103,000. Back there, we took another loss down to 101,000, and this is how it goes sometimes. I mean, it's kind of this back and forth, just waiting for a really good move that will take you all the way to the finish line. So now we're about, we're about 11 days into this challenge, and so far we're just about 2% in profit. That was a great trade. Now we're all the way up to 5% in profit, and we just need 5% more to pass this challenge. Let's see, this might be the one. It can go down. There it is. Boom. We've now hit $110,000 profit and passed this challenge just like that.
And again, there's an infinite number of ways that you can trade, right? This happened to be some sort of cost averaging strategy. You can build trend trading strategies. You can build hedging sort of strategies, like Joe mentioned, a whole bunch of different strategies that can all be built within inside TitanX. So this is just a quick explanation. Did you have something to say, Joe?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, and I know some people have different preferences as far as trading strategies go. I know for me personally, I really don't care what this trading strategy is. Some people think that cost averaging maybe isn't good, or that hedging isn't good, or that it's the best or whatever. And that's what's great, is that we're very data driven, and so we're looking at the data and seeing, what trading strategy is working in the current market conditions, because ultimately that's what matters. Okay.
And so one of the biggest advancements that is currently underway is this project in basically rewriting Titan-X in its entirety into a new language called OpenCL. So Joe, do you want to talk about what that means, how difficult that is, and ultimately what it's going to do for the community?
Yeah, so OpenCL allows us to backtest like 50 to 100 times faster. And, the more data we can collect and the faster we can collect it, the better our strategies are going to be, and ultimately the better results we can get. So this is something that's going to be absolutely game changing. And it's really not an easy thing to do. I mean, first off, it's probably going to cost us upwards of $50,000 or more to do. So again, anybody out there trying to do this on their own, it's going to be, difficult to fund. Not only that, but also putting together the team. This is a very new technology in the trading bot industry, I guess you could say. And, to find, coders that actually understand OpenCL, and not only that, but how to apply it to a trading bot, that was a real challenge. And then it's kind of been this process of trial and error, but we're finally making progress on it where it's going to become a reality, and we're hoping to get this all ready by the end of the year. But again, I mean, the huge benefit to OpenCL is just that we're going to be able to backtest so much faster, and we're going to be able to make that many more unique strategies, and we're going to be able to test more pairs, more time frames. I mean, all sorts of different things, and ultimately lead to better results.
Yeah, this is a huge game changer. Most bots are written in a language called MQL, and this is writing it in like a whole different language that very few people on the planet know how to do this right now. So, and again, getting data 50 times faster means that our community is going to be able to get 50 times more trading strategies, 50 times more data, which are ultimately going to lead to just a ton more success. So this is Titan-X, and Titan-X is a robot. It's just designed to take trades based on the way that you program it based on those inputs, or that unlimited number of inputs, really. So I wouldn't say that Titan-X is really the special sauce, even though it's very robust and can trade however you want to. The secret sauce is really this leaderboard, which Joe's going to demo now. And again, the idea behind this leaderboard was basically to think of it like Tesla. How Tesla is building their self-driving cars is they have thousands and thousands of computers or cars that are driving around, and everyone is sending data back to Tesla's central database about different road conditions. Hey, if we had 100 people that turned a little bit sooner left on Johnson Street, then maybe the self-driving car needs to turn a little bit sooner on Johnson Street. And so it's taking all of the data from its customers to continuously improve the product. And that's exactly what our vision was with this leaderboard, was to gather all of the data from our customers that are actually using Titan-X, to push it onto this leaderboard, and then to sort the best strategies that are actually working in the market right now and filter them towards the top. And just to give you guys an idea, there's over 400,000 strategies on this leaderboard that are constantly being ran, and the best ones are pushing up to the top of the leaderboard of what's actually working best right now. So it's really cool. And Joe's going to explain how it works here.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, I think you hit it right in the head when you said, the leaderboard is the real value here, because, anybody could go out there and find an EA and backtest it and find a strategy that backtests well. But, to have the entire community collaborating on one common goal, which is to get the best results possible on these challenges. And also, we use these same strategies for funded accounts as well. I mean, that's where the real value is. Nobody could go out there and do that on their own. So it's really cool that we're able to leverage the power of our community to help everybody be more successful. So here on the leaderboard, we've got these tabs here at the top that represent the different prop firms. And the reason why we have different leaderboards for each prop firm is because each of the prop firms have their own unique data. So some people don't realize this, but if you take a strategy that works on TFT, that stands for the funded trader, 8-cap broker, and run it on FTMO, you may not get the same results. You may get worse results. And that's just simply because the data between brokers is not exactly the same. And so it's very important that you test strategies on the correct data. So you can see here, we've got FTMO, the 5%ers, TFT Think Markets, TFT 8-cap, True Forex Funds. And these are all prop firms that we've vetted ourselves, that we've use that have proven to pay out their traders. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad players out there, so it's really important to be careful and use prop firms that are actually going to pay out. All of these prop firms, they've paid out. We use them ourselves. I've been paid out by them personally. People in our community have been paid out by them personally. And so they've been vetted as being, real legitimate prop firms. All right, now looking down here on the leaderboard itself, we can look at, any of these. Here's FTMO. This is the strategy I just ran. You can see that they're all ranked from, 1 all the way down. And you can see that we have the ranking here on the left, and we've got the name of the strategy here in this column. And we can actually see who submitted the strategy. This is their Discord username. That way we can, see who's actually, the one that has created the top strategies. And we actually have a payout system where we pay out royalties to whoever has the high score, if you will, on our leaderboard. And so we actually give a monthly payment out to the top leaderboard strategies as an incentive and a reward. Here you can see the symbol and the time frame. So you can see a lot of these strategies are on gold, some of them on Euro USD. Frankly, we're testing on all different pairs, but I'd say gold and recently Euro USD has really shown to give the best results. So those are the pairs that we use, but the EA works on any pair. We just are, again, going with the data and using whatever shows to give the best results. You can see the time frame here as well. You can see the backtest dates. So this was backtested from June 26. You can see when it was submitted on the leaderboard, and then you can see how many days it's been on the leaderboard. Now, what this means is that this strategy has been running in the live market for 66 days. So whenever strategies are submitted to the leaderboard, it's based on backtest data. And how many of you have had the experience where you run a strategy that looks great in the back testing, but then when you actually run it on the live market, it flops or it just doesn't perform, right? I think we've all had that experience. And so that's something that's also really unique about the leaderboard is not only do we show what strategies perform best in the back testing, but we highlight the ones that have actually been performing the best in the actual live market. And that's really, really important. So this strategy here has been, was submitted on September 17th. And actually, if we pull up the results here, just by clicking here, you can pull up the results tab. You can see the back test looked great all the way up until September 17th when it was submitted, pretty much all passes and retakes. And then these little fast forward sign arrows, this is showing the live forward test or the out of sample data. So this is what, how the strategy performed after it was submitted from the back testing. And you can see it continued to perform very, very well. And I will tell you, not all of the strategies do that. In fact, I would say even the majority of them don't. Most strategies that perform well in back testing don't actually prove themselves very well in the live market. And so this is a really important filter that we have to look at. But you can see after it was submitted, it did continue to do very, very well. Lots of passes, and all the way up until currently, it continues to do very, very well. So this is a strategy that's not only working well in the back test, but also working well in the live market.
And just to give some context here, the data shows had you had started a prop firm challenge on each day, okay, so this is each day consecutively, how would it have done? Would it have passed, failed, etc.? What have the results been? And this is one of the biggest updates that we've made since last time we made this video, was having these forward tested strategies, because our theory is that strategies would work good if they back tested well. And while that does work sometimes, we now have even more solid proof that it worked well in a back test, and it's actually working in the live market as well. So these strategies are even more robust. And this is a huge, huge advancement that we made since last time.
Yes, for sure. And so just continuing here, just to show you guys the leaderboard, and then we can go back into the results. We have the overall pass rate here. So this is from, June 26th all the way until current date. That's a 93% pass rate. And then we have the 12 weeks pass rate. So that's more of the recent data, which, we're particularly interested in, because if a strategy is performing well in more recent data, then it's more likely to perform in the current market conditions. And so this has been performing great in the most recent data, 97% pass rate over the last 12 weeks. And then we also have this point system called the recency score, where we can actually score the strategy based on how it's performing most recently. Yeah, and then we've got this backtest verified column. This is for marking strategies that are unique. So all of these strategies here, you might notice there's really only 24, but all of these are unique from each other. Okay, and so you go to this leaderboard here, we've got 52 unique strategies, and same for each of the leaderboards. So that's something that's also really important. It wouldn't be very valuable if you had a leaderboard that's just a bunch of little variations from each other that of strategies that are very similar to each other or not unique. And so that's what this backtest verified check mark means, is that the strategy was vetted by our team as being at least 80% or more unique from any other strategy on the leaderboard, meaning it has 80% unique entries or more. And then we have this forward test verified column. This is also really important. This marks any strategy that has been on the leaderboard for 30 days or more. We sort those strategies at the top because, again, backtests can fail us sometimes. Backtests can't always be trusted. So it's important that we're choosing strategies that have been vetted in the live market first for at least 30 days. And after that, it will automatically get this forward test verified check mark and be sorted up at the top. And then we also have this live market verified column. You might be wondering, why are not more strategies live market verified? Live market verified means that the strategies passed in the actual live market. And that's just simply because we constantly have new strategies coming in all the time. And not only that, but we don't really use them until they've actually been on the leaderboard for at least 30 days. So, it just takes time to actually start using these strategies and then mark them as live market verified. And that's something that we do manually at the end of each week. And then we also have this latest result column here, and that just simply shows us just kind of a quick snapshot of the very last results. So this strategy is currently in drawdown. This one's in profit. And so it can just kind of be helpful for deciding between strategies really quickly and easily. So that's it for the leaderboard. We also have here where you can download the files and start using the strategies. So if you click this little files button here, you can see this is the strategy files download window. And it's really easy to use. You just simply select your account size. So you might be running a 100K challenge, you might be running a 200K, 500K, 10K, whatever it is. You just click that button and then you select what stage of the challenge you're in. So are you in the challenge stage or the verification stage, or are you, actually using this on a funded account? You can set your max loss, you can set your profit target, although those are set automatically according to the rules of the prop firm. You can select the EP type. So this is a very, actually, we should have covered that earlier, Adam, but this is a unique setting that we have inside of the TitanX EA. This is the equity protector type. So this is an equity protector that will make sure that you don't violate the max daily loss rule. All different prop firms have a rule that says you can't go more than, it's usually 5% loss in a day, and it's calculated differently. Some of them calculate that based on equity, some of them calculate it based on balance like FTMO does, some of them calculate it based on whichever one's higher. And so it's kind of this confusing calculation, but we have it coded in the EA where you can select whatever the rule is for your prop firm, whether it's balance, equity, highest value, and you can and the EA will automatically ensure that you don't violate that max daily loss, which is really, really helpful.
And so the best part about this is, like, there's an infinite number of settings that you could change and configure. You literally click one button, you click download that set file, click the size that your count that you're taking, and boom, it downloads it perfectly, exactly for you. So you just upload it into your trading terminal and boom, you're off to the races.
Yep, exactly. So you can click this button here if you want to download the strategy for backtesting, or this button here if you want to download it for live trading.
Okay, so the last thing that we want to show you guys is something called the MTP that really is the feeder to the leaderboard. This is what I would consider, I think, the only back testing software on the market specifically for prop firms. So Joe, do you want to explain how this came to be, kind of the old way that we used to do this, and then how this tool came about?
Yeah, for sure. So if you go back to when we were first getting started and we had that Golden Goose Mastermind, the way that we came up with the Golden Goose strategy, it was this really tedious process. It was me and those 4 other guys in the Golden Goose Mastermind, and we literally just would run back tests just like I demonstrated here, where we just run one result at a time, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and we would manually record the results inside of Google Sheets. And it was a very tedious process. I mean, just to come up with the results for one strategy would take us hours. And oftentimes we would divide and conquer. We would divide it up and say, all right, Smitty, you do this, and Casey do that, Shaq do that, and I'll do this. And we come back, and then there was some miscommunication, and somebody did something wrong or messed something up. It just wasn't an ideal situation. And it was really, really slow to gather data. And the fact that we were able to come up with one strategy was cool, but as you can see now, we've got hundreds of strategies on the leaderboard, and we actually have, I think it's like almost 400,000 strategies in our database that we've been able to develop, and that's all thanks to this tool called the MTP. And basically what this allows us to do is what used to take us hours and days sometimes, we're able to do in a matter of minutes. So I think like 6 minutes to be exact, depending on your specs on your computer or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just absolutely game changing. We're able to gather data much quicker, and with the OpenCL stuff that's coming, we're going to be able to gather data even faster than we even are currently with the MTP. So I'll go through this here from top to bottom just to kind of give an overview of what the MTP does and how it works. So here you select your master terminal. This is where you select, what broker you want to use. And again, different brokers have different data. So it's important to select the right one for the one you're going to be trading with. So, I have selected True Proprietary Funds here. That's True Forex Funds. I could also just select FTMO. I could select, TFT, Alpari, whatever. Next, you select your EA that you want to use. So this is a version of Titan that I've selected here. You select the parallel terminals. So basically what MTP is doing is it's running this backtest like I just ran here, but it's doing, it's opening up more of those windows and running them all at the same time and queuing them to run one after each other. So that's what makes it, so much faster and efficient. Then we select our dates to backtest. So I've just selected daily defaults, which will test running a new challenge every single day over the last 12 weeks. Date increments, chunk size, that just basically defines how often we want to take a new challenge and how long the trading period is for. So most challenges run for a month until your time is up. And so that's why I've put 31 there. And then this is where I actually upload the strategy that I want to trade. So the strategy that I am testing here is called Datur AC. And I just simply click this button and I take the file that I downloaded from the leaderboard. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. Just click files, 100K, challenge, perfect. And then I just download this ini file like that, and it will download to my downloads, save, copy, paste it in here. And then I just select open, and there it is. And then I'll just simply click start and this will begin to run. Yeah, so when the test is finished, like I said, to run all those tests, it only takes about like 6 minutes. Then you pull up the reports parser here, and inside the reports parser, you can just scroll to, you can see I've been doing lots of testing, but you can basically just click on that strategy and double click on it, and it will pull up the results. And so you can see here, we can see the passes, the fails, 97% win rate, the average days it took to pass, the number of EP hits or number of times it takes a loss in order to pass, which is really good to kind of prepare your mind for what to expect. And it shows all of the results just like that. So way easier than using Google Sheets and typing in all this information manually and coming up with formulas to calculate all this. It just spits it out for you, and it's super, super convenient.
And last thing, can you actually just show that optimizer tab? Like, what is that optimizer tab there?
Yeah, so you click on this optimizer tab here. This works just like the MT5 optimizer. So what you can do is say, all right, so I have this setting, or I have this strategy loaded, and I want to test different risk amounts. So you might select the risk amount and you say, I want to test, all risk amounts starting at 1 in increments of 0.5 all the way up to, let's say 10. So that's going to be 19 iterations where it's going to run 19 tests running over that same 12-week period that I have set in my MTP. And it's going to run those tests, just queue them to run one after each other. And it's going to spit out all the results. And I'm going to be able to see the optimum risk amount over those 12 weeks. So again, when we're trying to create strategies and optimize them for the current market conditions, this is really helpful where we can actually test a whole, kind of optimize the best settings for whatever date range we're trying to optimize for. And so this is just, a quick and simple example, but this would tell us basically what the best risk amount is over the last 12 weeks on this strategy.
So this is the MTP, and again, we have a community of hundreds of people that are all using this to find better and better strategies, to optimize strategies. They all get uploaded to the leaderboard and then sorted, so you see the top ones that are working, not only in the backtest environment, but also working in the live market as well, which is really, really awesome. So anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys found this demo helpful. And if you're not yet a member of Prop Farming and would like to, we are opening up for more spots. The reason that we continue to offer this to more people is because we ultimately get more data, and selfishly that makes the strategies better for us and everybody that's involved. So that's why we're doing this. And on top of that, if you haven't yet applied, going over to www.propfarming.com so you can fill out an application and see if you qualify to join our trading team. And with that being said, hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you guys in another video.